All right, Bobcat, Ladycat fans, we are here on deck with head coach Kayla Whatley. This segment is sponsored by Roofmasters and your local Hallsville Sonic. Coach Whatley, how are you doing today?
Doing good.
Coming into the second round of playoffs, this season has, for me, it seems like it's flown by. Is it fly by for you as a head coach?
Yes. Once it gets to district, it's kind of, that's the calm and the crazy, because going through the tournaments, you're going. You almost feel like you don't have enough time to get everything in. And once you can slow down and have the 2 games a week, you get on a better routine schedule. And so, but it's gone by so fast. We were just talking about, I literally feel like we were just sitting at Cajun Techs with the baseball team, eating, going to state, like it's crazy.
Do you feel like at all that all those pieces to that puzzle, that you've got them where you want them yet, Coach? Are you still working on that puzzle?
We are still working on that puzzle, but my job is to work on that puzzle until, June.
You got it right.
And we have a gold medal around our neck, but they have come so far. And just getting those pieces together, kind of figuring out their roles and what they're doing for the team. And I think that a bunch of them have kind of settled and calmed some. But our leadership and even our younger ones stepping up and doing some big things. And that's what it's about every day.
Well, I know the seniors. I knew they was going to be good for you. But your 3 freshmen have done an outstanding job. Talk a little bit about your freshmen.
Yes. So Hope Miles is pitching for us right now, and she's been the consistent one in the circle, and she has come leaps and bounds. She has so much raw talent. She's very smart, very focused in the circle, and she's someone who doesn't show much emotion at all. So she could be doing phenomenal, or she could be doing absolutely terrible, and you're going to get pretty much the same Hope on the mound, which is a great thing as a pitcher. Every now and again, we try and pull a little bit of emotion out of her, get a smile, but she's a go-getter. She's a bulldog, and she battles, and she wants to learn. Then you have Miley Stovall behind the plate, and she's done an outstanding job. She is, a super athlete, super strong, especially being a freshman. She's a big kid too, and that brings strength, and she knows the game of softball. And her goofiness though is also like a kind of a calm in some situations.
She's a freshman.
You get to laugh, and you at times that you're like really frustrated, you can look at her and she's probably doing something goofy, and you just have to laugh. And she wants to do great. And then Addison Dahlhat, she got moved up. She didn't originally start with us, and just trying to, in our kinks that we were trying to work out in pieces, just brought her up really for base running, because I had some injuries and, needed some speed that I don't necessarily have on my bench. And I can say that, we talk about it, joke about it a lot, but brought her up, and then was just kind of struggling a little bit in the outfield, and she knew what I needed. She knew what we needed, and she kind of took it from there. When she was given the opportunity, she ran with it, and that happened in our last tournament. And from that point on, she's just soaking it all up. She doesn't ever say much. She's our quiet little freshman, but she wants to know anything and everything that she can get. And that's what makes her great. You may not know she's there, but you know when she's not there.
I happen to know a few of the seniors. And she might not be a quiet freshman because the seniors are talking all the time.
I agree.
Well, my question is I know it's a great thing for the future of Ladycats softball.
That's nice.
But when you have a battery that's a freshman, pitcher and catcher, as a head coach, does it ever make you nervous? Or are those two seemingly, they don't act like freshmen watching from the booth. How does that feel to you as a head coach? I'm going to put you on the spot here with this question.
It is a little nerve-wracking because we're still walking through some big situations that even haven't, because I've gone 4-year starter, Sarah Houston last year, and who's amazing and smart. And so then you start again kind of teaching those things, and you forget sometimes, like when you've had such great quality, like in those moments, like going through state, like even just to that, like there's things that they know that you don't really have to, you've taught it, and then you kind of let up on that. And so then I'm like, oh, dang, we got to go over this. But with that, having Sarah in her knowledge, she is always feeding in and just being that voice like on the team, and that's her job. That's what she has to do. And she's playing in a different position because she can. And but just being able to kind of confide, and that's not just her, like that's most of our team. And that's why we were struggling so much at the beginning of finding where you go, because I have so many kids that really can play different spots, but it's about what's best for this team right now. And but having them out there's some situations that I get nervous for them because I want them to succeed, but I also want to be able to teach them how to get through those situations. And so always grow, and that's what our sport's about. Always looking at what's next. How can we, whatever we did, even if we did it well, how can I do it better? And so those are the mindsets that I'm trying to get with them right now, is that nothing is failure. Everything is growth.
So we got Longview coming to town Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
That last night, which is Tuesday night, they barely lost to Sulphur Springs 1-0.
Mm-hmm. 12 innings.
Yeah, 12 innings, big game. I know that Sulphur Springs got the dominant pitcher. I know that's a Rubik's Cube we're still struggling with. Tell us a little bit about the Longview game Friday night.
Rios is good too. She's a very good pitcher as well. We struggled against her the first time we went to Longview. We didn't score till the end. That's our team. That's my confidence in them too, is I know that it doesn't matter. They're going to fight till the end. They're not going to give up at any point. But that was literally the last thing that I told them after the Sulphur loss was, that stinks, but apparently God needed us to go 2 seed. For some reason, I said it's happened before, and we need to go 2 seed. Yes. And so it happened, I think 3 years in 2019, whenever Forney, if I wanted to go 2 seed again, because I would have met Forney in the 2nd or 3rd round, and I didn't want to see him until the 5th round.
Right.
But it just kind of, I guess, her coming in and pitching, she does very similar things, and their pitcher catcher, battery is very strong. Their defense is not as strong, so us putting balls in play is key. But I told them after that Sulphur game, we owe Longview runs. We owe them runs, and that's going to be our goal, is to go and start from the 1st inning, not the 5th inning.
Don't wait so long.
Yes, and so that was a pitching duel that happened, last night with them, and they're 2 very good pitchers, and so that are both juniors.
Oh wow,
both juniors.
That's tough.
So but we're excited. We definitely have the hitters who can do it. So
yeah, for sure.
And running out of time, but I have one more question for you, Coach. One of my favorite things about watching you coach is that seemingly you don't have that pull the foot off the pedal mentality. Is that something that comes naturally, or have you always had that? Or I love it about you. Hopefully it never changes, but is that something that comes naturally?
Yes, I'm very much a go-getter.
I don't know what he's saying is
I want to win. I want to win.
Run the score up is what he's trying to say.
No, I'm okay. If they don't like it, stop it.
Well, my mentality and some of that stuff is I've also do insert kids, and the kids on the bench are getting runs too. And so, and then sometimes you have kids that haven't been hitting and they're having an amazing night. You don't want to pull them out. You want to let them keep getting those reps and getting that confidence. But everything for us too is future minded, as far as things that we've got to work on and do to get where we need to be. And sometimes it stinks in that realm. Playing Pine Tree, we went up a lot of runs, and they talked about wanting to go back to the 15 after 3, but I battled against that 2 years ago because we went into the playoffs playing so many 3-inning games. We only had played Jacksonville to 7 innings, and that's not fair to us as a team. My pitchers, even their pitchers, they're never going to get better if they're only pitching 3 innings.
Right.
And so, yes, it seems like a lull in a long game, but at the same time, we're all trying to get better, or you should be trying to get better and get reps in. But yeah, I'm a go-getter. It's hard to ask them to do things that aren't,
Make them better.
Yes. And even the other night we bunted, I think it was against Pine Tree. We tried to bunt, and I realized that was going to be even worse because nobody moved to even field the bunt. And so we just went back to hitting. But mostly just building confidence in them. As much confidence as they can get. I don't want to take my foot off that gas pedal.
Well, Coach, thank you for joining us. This has been On Deck, guys. We'll see y'all next time.